So, look, I suppose this is a press briefing regarding the proposed development of an iPass centre in Woolen in Athlone, otherwise known as the Midlands Accommodation Centre. This has been made today by the 5 councillors based in the Athlone-area, Frankie Keane, John Dolan, Paul Hogan, Kevin Boxer-Moore and myself, Angus O'Rourke. Unfortunately, the Mayor, Frankie Keane, can't be here with us. He's regrettably detained and would very much like to be here and part of this, but unfortunately he can't be. But he's very much with us in this process, and that's for sure. So, Roderick O'Gorman's Section 181 order seeks to implement draconian measures whereby ordinary established planning measures and considerations are cast to one side, and where broad stroke loose decisions and assumptions are arrived at. No consultation was carried out with the local community or with local public representatives. Effectively, the Minister in his order declares that all is well and ordinary and that everyday environmental planning assessments are not required. The Woolen proposed development is a huge project. It's complex in scale, and delivery would and should involve very many considerations from fire, environmental, public health, energy, water, local infrastructure, local services, local amenities, etc. However, these considerations have not been properly addressed. The Minister, Roderick O'Gorman, is not competent, experienced, knowledgeable or qualified in the above mentioned areas. He has made broad from the hip declarations and determinations in his order. Therefore, his authority and bona fides in this matter are totally undermined and discredited. His order was casual and careless in relation to all environmental considerations, but in particular, the need for proper environmental screening to be carried out. He simply dismissed the need for detailed, meaningful environmental reports. The lack of reporting missed by a long way the long-standing threshold of transparency that applies to planning in this country. Putting it mildly, he was cavalier in his approach. Effectively, his order is an attempt to interfere with the planning process using draconian measures, and by doing so, dismissing the views of the community and delivering a severe blow to local democracy by dismissing and totally disregarding the views and concerns of local elected councillors. Therefore, the 5 local county councillors for the Athlone-area, Frankie Keane, Angus O'Rourke, Paul Hogan, Kevin Boxer-Moore and John Dolan, have engaged a legal team consisting of a firm of solicitors, senior counsel and a barrister to represent us in challenging Minister O'Gorman's Section 181 order and the validity of that order given his lack of experience, knowledge, competency or qualification in terms of the very important environmental considerations that he has clearly overlooked and failed to deal with. We have been in correspondence through our legal team with Minister O'Gorman, insisting that he immediately stops the work at Woolen, given that his Section 181 order is unlawful. We set a deadline of last Monday 5 p.m, which he missed. We gave him one final deadline of yesterday 5 p.m, which he also missed. On each of these 2 deadlines, the Minister, through the Chief State Solicitor, Maria Brown, wrote to us asking for more time to consider the extent of details in our original correspondence to him. The situation is now too serious for us to allow the Minister any more time. As far as we're concerned, he's had ample time. Work is happening at a pace at the Woolen site, and we are determined to stop it. We have therefore instructed our legal team to lodge papers today with the High Court to commence a judicial review of the Minister's Section 181 order, and we will also apply for an interlocutory injunctive relief as part of our judicial review process in order to finally bring the works on site to a stop. Because a group cannot stand as a plaintiff in a case like this, we had to choose one of us to be the plaintiff, and we have chosen Paul Hogan. But the 5 of us are taking this case. We are taking it as one tight, coherent and determined group as citizens of Athlone. We are determined to see the iPass proposal stopped, and we are confident that we will win the case. We've been working very hard as a group in recent weeks to assemble our experienced legal team and to build a strong case. We are now satisfied that we have an excellent legal team in place and indeed a very strong case. However, legal action such as this is expensive. We are therefore now turning to the people of Athlone and to the local business community to help us fund this legal case. But our objective is very clear. We want to immediately and permanently stop this development. We are launching today a GoFundMe campaign to help us pay for these legal costs. All money raised will be used exclusively to pay for the legal fees associated with this case, including any professional environmental reports that might be necessary to meet our objective. All donations, of course, large or small, will indeed be much appreciated. If our fundraising efforts are oversubscribed, we've decided to distribute the excess money in equal amounts to the following 6 local charities. The 6 are Pieta House, South Westmeath Hospice, Esker House Women's Refuge, Athlone Meals on Wheels, Athlone St Vincent de Paul and Athlone-Irish Wheelchair Association. We have appointed an independent 3-person voluntary team from the local business community to help us to manage this GoFundMe campaign on our behalf, to ensure that there is proper oversight and professional management of all monies collected. And I just want to take a moment to update you in relation to the prohibition order update. So separate to this legal case, but in parallel to it, as you know, for the first time ever in this country, the 9 Athlone-based county councillors invoked a prohibition order to stop the erection of temporary dwellings at Lissywullen. We called into action a piece of legislation from 1948, the Sanitary Services Act. As of today, that process is still underway. Minister Roderick O'Gorman has responded in the last couple of days to our prohibition order by calling on the Minister for Local Government, Darragh O'Brien, to annul our prohibition order. This, in our view, is a very extreme step for a government minister to take. To attempt to dismiss and block the democratic wishes of the elected members of Athlone Moat is a very aggressive, heavy-handed and undemocratic step to take. We are dealing with this matter and will be making a very strong case to the Minister for Local Government not to accede to Minister O'Gorman's application for annulment. Thank you.